To one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears. Now this will make it into the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Carson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run.
And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Completes it to Cohen, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Bears have taken the early lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. That's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards.
Carson on the carry.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now it's Wilson. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen.
Wilson's pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
It's a gain of 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now it's Carson. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Danny Trevathan on the tackle.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
It's a gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Wilson's pass.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
A 7-yard pickup.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. There's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it's 3rd and short. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we... Ted Ginn's gonna go! And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bears 7, Seahawks nothing.
So the missed field goal, and now they're in great shape. They'll start at the 38 following the penalty. Montgomery breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, 62 yards. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
And it's good to make it 14-0. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that.
Now Carson fumbles the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in the meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
On 2nd down now, it's Montgomery. He is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as the Bears push further out in front. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded in the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Chris Carson trotting back out there. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free, and there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll run the screen with Carson. And he loses the football the second time. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll run with Montgomery, and they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bears will extend their lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him.
O'Donnell, the kickoff for Chicago.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Chris Carson trotting back out there. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm, meaning the sideline is protecting you? Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously, the 4 points of pressure to make sure it's tucked firmly against your body so people can't pop it out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a give right side. Carson, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because
and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 14-yard touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Chris Carson, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try to add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
20, 10, 5, touchdown, Chicago. Jimmy Graham, 79 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
O'Donnell to kick off for Chicago.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Russell Wilson.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. So we come upon halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Bears 42. Seahawks nothing.
Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Bears take over first and 10. At their own 20.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he finds his his tight end, Graham. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop him short of the 1st down.
And shutting him off, now open field. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. That's sort of a prime example, is it not, of selling out defensively on 4th and short?
It certainly is, because what you're doing defensively is saying you're going to stop them right there at the line of scrimmage or make a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Instead, they get just enough of a hole chopped, and you're thin on the 2nd and 3rd levels. Then you become a chaser instead of a tackler.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead.
The kickoff for Chicago.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will make it into the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Open man is Jacob Hollister. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
2nd and 6.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd down and 6 now from the 42.
Go, go, go. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
From the shotgun, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
On the move, Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. The 40. Past the 20. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
O'Donnell, the kickoff for Chicago.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Well, the throw complete to Dorsett, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
To throw again on second down. Wilson, it's caught, block it. And he goes out right around the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. And the Seahawks first down.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
On first and 10, it's Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. So into Bear territory now. This is first and 10 at the 43. Out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. There he goes right side. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
O'Donnell, the kickoff for Chicago.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there. First down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. Pass incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. The connection made. It's Graham. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. Looky here, Trubisky wants to throw it. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wondered what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the end result is a Bears touchdown.
O'Donnell, the kickoff for Chicago.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know, are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coach say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do
pride
something.
on the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.